Hello guys, I wanted to start off this video with just a quick announcement kind of update, even though I never announced in the first place. But I've had a few people reach out to me lately about being a beta reader or reviewing their book. Obviously I love reading, I love getting my hands on anything I can, especially if it's created by people I have interacted with here on YouTube. And obviously I want to support you guys the best way I can because this is a community, it's an awesome community. But unfortunately, I have realized with being back in school and in the process of writing my own book, and part of being in school is reviewing other students' works, which if you've watched my videos from last semester, you know that it's a lot of reviewing and a lot of critiquing. And on top of that, we get assigned books that we have to read for class. And on top of that, I have my own books that I like to read. And on top of that, I am already committed to some beta reading projects that I have committed to over the winter. And so unfortunately, I am not open to being a beta reader at this time or a book reviewer. I just have so much that I have to be dedicating my time to right now, and I am struggling to find free time to read my assigned work and to write my own book enough as is that I just can't. And I do feel horrible about this because I know it can be really hard to find a beta reader, but I unfortunately cannot do that right now. I am done taking classes at the end of fall of this year, and then I'm going to be starting my thesis. Maybe then my schedule will be a little bit different and I can take on more projects, and I would love to read your works or help you out. Maybe I'll have a different situation then, and if that's the case, I will let you guys know on this channel. I'll put out another little announcement like this, but right now I cannot take on anything else, and I'm really sorry about that. And this is for, by the way, projects that I have not already confirmed with. Like I said, there are a couple things in beta reading right now, and that has not changed. I will, if I said I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, so don't worry about that. This is just for projects going forward. And so another thing, so like I said, I've gotten some requests to review books, and I've been doing a lot of thinking about this, but I think I'm actually not going to be doing any more book reviews on this channel, at least not for indie authors. And the reason for that is because I have such a place, such a strong, loving, defensive place in my heart for indie authors. I know how hard you guys work. I may be an indie author myself one day. I'm hoping to traditionally publish, but you never know what path I end up going down. So to be completely transparent, I don't feel comfortable giving honest reviews to indie authors. I would have this desire to only say nice things. I wouldn't want to give any kind of critique, but then that's not being transparent if I don't like the book, or if I do notice there's things that I didn't like. And so my reviews would just be blatantly positive and, in my mind, dishonest. I think that book reviewers are a godsend at times, and I highly value them. I just don't feel comfortable being one myself, especially for indie books. And on my channel, I want to clarify, on my channel, I do give reviews on Goodreads. Very rarely will I actually give a written detailed review, but I always give a star rating and mark it that way. Now, that's not to say I'm never going to come on here and be like, oh my god, you guys, I read this fantastic book by this indie author, it was amazing. Like, if I read a book and like it, then I will definitely let you guys know. I mean, I let you guys know what I'm reading all the time, but I'm not going to agree to review a book and then be put in the situation where I want to be honest, but it's coming from a biased point of view. You know, I have been a journalist in the past. Being transparent is so important to me, and I don't want my opinion to ever feel tainted. It's why I don't think I'm ever going to do sponsorships. You'll never see me doing an unboxing or a discount code. I just don't feel comfortable with it. If I like something, I'll let you guys know, but I'm not going to accept money for that. It just goes against my beliefs. That said, I do hope to one day have ads again on my videos when I become a YouTube partner, but I'm not going to accept personal sponsorships unless I'm like really loving the product beforehand and I reach out to them. I don't know. That's like thinking really far down the road, big picture, if my dreams come true kind of thing. But yeah, so I am not open to be a beta reader. I'm so sorry. And I'm not open to being a book reviewer. That's just my position right now. I don't think my mind's going to change on the book review part, but like I said, the beta read part, I might be more open to it in the future when I'm less busy, but I will let you guys know if anything changes. I hope you understand. I do feel bad saying that just because it's like, it feels very selfish. You know, part of being part of the writing community is give and take, you know, like giving is important, but right now I just have nothing to give. And I will let you guys know when I do have something to give. Okay, back to regular scheduled programming. Ow, did you hear that? Oh my god, that hurt. Okay, I was doing some thinking. I'm sorry, I know this is probably beating a dead horse and it has zero interest to some of you, but I just wanted to follow up on my discussion of life and death at the end of my last video. So I had said that it wasn't working for me because the damsel in what did I say? The damsel in distress role in the male point of view like wasn't strong enough, and that the trope didn't work for me when it was flipped that way. But I realized it really, you know why life and death is not working for me? It's because she said in the description, her whole point of writing this was to show that Bella was not a damsel in distress, and that if you switch the genders, you would see the story still works, and that it had nothing to do with like her being like a weak female and him being a strong male. The problem is, in my opinion, she did not just switch the genders. So the more I'm reading the story, so I'll just tell you the names. So Bella is turned into a boy and named Beau, and Edward is turned into a girl and named Edith. If you haven't read Twilight, to give you an idea, so Bella is supposed to be this kind of clumsy, weak human girl. And I don't mean that condescending necessarily, I just mean she's like a delicate, almost meek character. She's not really meek. In the book, she has more personality than the movies, but I don't want to get into that argument. But whereas Edward is arguably very controlling, he's this vampire, he's strong, and he doesn't know how to deal with his human emotions, jealous. I'm not making a good case for this book. Anyway, and so in the gender swapped book, Life and Death, Beau, who's supposed to be Bella, is not Bella's character. She completely changed I wouldn't say completely, but she changed a lot about the character, in that now he's much more, I would say he's less passive, he's more like making the first move to Edith, he's holding her close and like protecting her. Whereas Bella in Twilight was very passive, like Edward always was making the first move, she would follow his lead kind of thing. But in Life and Death, he's kind of the one like making the lead, and Edith, who's the vampire, who's supposed to be the one that's stronger and the Edward like controlling character, she becomes more meek. And so it's like Stephanie forgot that she was trying to make a point that the gender didn't matter, and kind of started making them into more stereotypical versions of their gender, if that makes sense. So it's like she didn't switch the gender of Bella and Edward, she switched the characters. So suddenly it's Bella who's now this strong vampire and Edward who's this human, and she's trying to make that work, and it's just not working for me. Because in Twilight, it's kind of like Edward is the leader and Bella is the follower, if you want to have that very biblical look at a relationship. Whereas in Life and Death, it's not like they're equal, it's that they're both trying to be the leader, and neither one of them is like accepting the passive role. Like I said, it'd be different if they were both equal, but I'm not getting that vibe. It's like they're both trying, you know, to be the one that's leading the relationship and in control of the relationship, and it's awkward, it doesn't work, I don't understand the chemistry, and I don't think Stephanie did what she intended to do. I think she did more than switch the genders, she changed the dynamic. Anyway, that was my review of Life and Death that nobody asked for. But I just had to get it off my chest, because like the more I was thinking about the story and the more I read, the more I realized what exactly was ringing wrong for me. And it was that she didn't just watch Swap the Genders, she changed the characters, and the way she changed them doesn't make sense, and it doesn't feel natural to have these two people who both feel they should be in the position of leading the relationship, but also being somewhat passive to each other. I don't know. It's just strange, and it's like not working for me, and I don't get it. That's all I wanted to share. I wanted to show you guys my puzzle I finally finished. It's the Barnes & Noble 100 best-selling books. 100? I don't know if there's 100. I thought it was so fun, and I realized I have not read many of these. Let's see. Looking at them. I've read And Then There Were None, of course. Love that book. I've wanted to read Jurassic Park. I have not. Read Twilight, obviously. Wuthering Heights. Currently reading Pride and Prejudice. Great Gatsby, yes. Catcher in the Rye, yes. I've read half of To Kill a Mockingbird. I know, that's on my to-read this year. Lord of the Flies, yes. I've read half of 1984. I've kind of read Beowulf. We read it in English class, and I don't really remember it. This was a fun puzzle. It's one of those Barnes & Noble exclusives. And it's supposedly their best sellers. And I noticed Harry Potter is not on here. There is a J.K. Rowling book, Cuckoo's Calling. But I wondered if maybe she didn't get, or they didn't get rights to print the cover, because I thought that was rather strange that it wasn't a bestseller and Twilight's on there, so I don't know. But happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Zach got me some lovely flowers. Gorgeous. And he also made me breakfast in bed this morning. I woke up and he had made me crepes with Nutella and strawberries, so romantic, and I have not done anything for him yet. Oops. Just wanted to come on here to say, is anyone else really struggling with motivation lately? I guess it's the winter. I do feel like I'm doing better, especially now that I'm back in school, but I think I dreamt about characters last night, and I just gotta really actually start writing every day. So that's what I'm going to do. You know what? Starting today, I'm tired of the excuses. I'm tired of not doing it. I've written a few pages of my short story. I ended up going with the fire department one, or the fire arsonist one. I kept saying arson in my last video, and I was watching it back and I'm like, oh my god, Haley, stop. Arson is the act. Arsonist is the noun, the person, the subject. I haven't taken a grammar class in a long time. You know what? I want to start writing for my story too, so I think I'm just gonna set a simple goal for this week. Write 1 page every day. Now, it can be my short story homework or my novel, but 1 page a day. That's not that bad. I can do that easily in a lunch break. So it is 4 o'clock now. I have some errands to run, and then I have to get ready for our date, but we don't leave for another couple hours, so I figure I can get a lot done, and then hopefully I can get a page in, because we have dinner reservations at the Melting Pot, my favorite restaurant of all time. It's a fondue place for those of you who don't have one near you. All right, a page a day. That's my challenge. I challenge it for you guys too. We can do this. Let's do it. Let's do a page a day. And I wanted to share with you guys my motivational plant. So my parsley is doing amazing since I repotted it. My basil died. I need to accept that. It's completely gone. And my Venus flytrap, Venus, was doing good. And then I noticed all of her leaves, if you can see, were turning black. Now I know in the wintertime it does go through, oh, there's another one. It does go through a dormitory phase, but since mine is indoors and heated, usually they don't go through that. But I guess maybe it did, and I thought I had killed it. I was so sad. I love my Venus flytrap plant, and I've had this one for a couple years. I've had other ones in the past that I have killed, but this one I've been taking really good care of. I've even got it special soil and repotted it, and I thought that I killed it, and I was so sad. But yeah, I was like, you know what? I am not going to give up on my baby. I just kept watering it even though it looked dead, because it's, as far as I'm concerned, if there's any green in the leaf, it's savable, salvageable, and I wanted to keep trying. And I noticed a couple days ago a brand new sprout. And I just noticed as I was filming this, there's a second one. Is that a third one? Oh my gosh. It is a third one. So my Venus has risen from the ashes and started anew. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I think it's time I rename her, because my second Venus flytrap was technically named Venus too. So I'm gonna name this one Phoenix, because she just rises from the ashes. This is my new dress I bought from Macy's, because I'm worth it. Right, honey?
Yes, you are.
I didn't know you could really hear me. We're going on a lovely romantic date.
Mm-hmm. Where are we going?
Lighting is not good. We need to not be in this room.
I feel like the tap shoes.
We have downstairs neighbors. We are going to the melting pot. I've already told them that. They know.
Oh, okay. They're all ready?
But are you ready for the romance?
I'm so ready for the romance. Am I supposed to look at you or the camera? I can never tell.
The camera. Our viewers. I look at myself. So we can both look at me.
That's what I'm doing. I'm looking at this one or that one.
Hey guys, I hope no one can hear me because I would be really embarrassed. I am at work right now. There is hardly anybody in the office today, so I thought it would be a perfect day to kind of film a quick little clip. So just to give an update on last night. It's really hard for me not to look at myself. I should put like a post-it there. And I'm using my phone, so I'm sorry if it's extra shaky. I ended up not writing because I was running behind getting ready and we got home really late, and so I'm not going to fall behind on my goal. So I'm going to write 2 pages today, hopefully during my break, and get on track. I'm sitting here right now drinking some tea, feeling very motivated and inspired. So I'm actually answering YouTube comments. I hate that I always take forever to answer YouTube comments. I'm so sorry. I'm sure you've realized if you've left a comment and like I reply like 2 weeks later. And I think that kind of is like the root of one of my, not the root, but a symptom of one of my problems that I'm trying to work through as far as putting things off, procrastinating, being lazy. And that's sort of the focus I'm trying to change this year. I'm tired of putting things off. I'm tired of feeling lazy all the time and telling myself I'm a lazy person when that's something that's in my control. A huge thing a lot of writers struggle with, and I know I'm not the only one, is feeling motivated and procrastinating and wanting to write but never sitting down to write because writing is hard. And I do too. I am not... I'm so paranoid someone's gonna walk by. How do people vlog at work? I'm like scared. I am not somebody who writes every day easily. It's a struggle for me. I struggle with procrastination and feeling lazy all the time, but it's, yeah, self-control and discipline are 2 skills that I have like no natural skill or habits in. And I say skill and habits because I know that those are not personality traits. Those are muscles of the mind that can be built, and I want to work on building them. If I was a sim and discipline was like a skill, I would have like a 1. Like I have no discipline. It's why I'm overweight. It's why I take forever to draft a novel and revise a novel. And so like I said, I know I'm not alone in that, but this year, if I was to pick one thing to focus on, that's what it's going to be. I'm going to focus on just becoming a more disciplined person that I know that I can be, because I know that the reward is going to be worth it, any struggle to get there. And so with that skill, hopefully I will also meet my writing and fitness goals. So they're kind of looped into that like one growth that I want to work on this year. Oh shoot, I should have added my creamer. I'm making tea. So yeah, here's a mini office tour. Not very exciting. I don't know if I have anything that I shouldn't show you guys here, but and all my board of things to do. Lots to do. Okay, I would also look at him. He's my friend for the day. It's from our Valentine's Day party. So if you struggle with discipline, like me, let's fight through it together this year. Let's work on building that skill, and stop telling ourselves that we are lazy or that we are not disciplined people or that we have poor self-control, because we just maybe have poor self-control for now and we can change it. So I'm going to finish answering YouTube comments during the rest of my little mini break I'm taking, and then during lunch I will write my 2 pages as I have set for myself as a goal. Okay. I also wanted to show these are the buttons that Jenna got me for our Christmas swap. I have them like ratchetly taped to my bookshelf. And then my future sister-in-law got me that button. I love it. And there's some photos. Hey guys, so it is lunchtime. I'm sorry, I have holes in my mouth. My throat's a little sore. Not excited about that. There, maybe that's a little more stable. So I had an idea, and it kind of goes with something that I'd talked about potentially doing before. For any of you who watched my old vlogs, you know that I drafted a query letter and sent it to my professor, who critiqued it and sent me another version back. And now I haven't gone back and redrafted it just because my story is changing so much and I don't know the ending anymore, and so who knows how much is going to stay. But it got me thinking, and I've been wondering how to do this before. So I've been taking classes. They have been so helpful. I've gotten so much amazing feedback, and I want to share that with you guys. And so what I thought I would do is make special videos showing my original rough drafts of things. So I was thinking of doing this for my query letter, for my chapter 1, so I think I'll just pick the first page of my chapter 1, and my short story that I'm currently working on, and guiding you through the feedback I got from my professors and my different revisions, so that way you can experience what I learned, what I did to change it, and kind of just give you a sneak peek into the amazing editing that I've been able to take advantage of while being in writing classes, and also give my professors a little shout out, because I will let you know obviously who they are, who've provided such amazing feedback. So I thought that would be fun, and I just have to reach out to my professors really quick just to get permission from them, just because I don't know if that kind of thing's allowed. I assume it would be. I mean, it's my work and feedback now, right? Like, are edits copyrighted? I don't even know. But yeah, I figured I'd reach out to them, and thought that would be a really great way to kind of show you guys what I'm learning, but also give back to you guys who've stuck with me for so long. As I've talked about before, I don't really feel comfortable yet giving a lot of writing advice, since I still consider myself a very new writer and I'm learning so much. However, I thought I could at least show you guys what I've been learning, and maybe that will be helpful to you as well. So just an idea. So now it's my lunch break. I am going to work on getting my 2 pages in, and my professor actually sent me some feedback on my intro to my short story, so I was going to go over that and write more about my short story. So maybe do like 1 page of my short story, 1 page of my novel. I think that's a good balance. Okay, let's go. And nobody has ever asked me this, but I'm going to pretend that they have. But I used to write with OpenOffice, which is, for those of you who don't know, is the free version of Word. But now I actually use Google Docs primarily, because that way I can work on it from my phone or here at work during my lunch hour, and I never have to worry about, oh, did I remember to send myself the right version? And it's a good way to always have your work backed up. So I've actually really liked working with Google Drive. Just finished doing a page on my novel. It has been so long since I worked on it that it felt a little bit weird, but luckily I had ended actually at the end of a chapter, so it kind of helped to jump in and not feel like I was jumping in mid-sentence and didn't know the flow. So it was a new chapter, new perspective, and I'm pretty excited about it. It's a very different point of view. It's going to be in the point of view of a character who has Alzheimer's. Not to give too much away. I'm bad at giving stuff away. By the time my book comes out, you guys are all going to know like everything about it, I swear. But I know that's a very delicate topic, so it's kind of interesting to attempt, and I have a feeling that that chapter is going to be rewritten 1,000 times just to make sure I get it as right as I can. And so now I'm on to my short story. I'm so nervous about this one. I read over some of the feedback that my professor gave, and his biggest thing he mentioned was making sure I know what my character's motivations are. Obviously, I only sent him the first 2 pages, so you don't really get a sense for it yet, but in my description I forgot to mention my character's motivation, even though I do know it, so hopefully that comes across fast. But it's hard writing a short story. I've never written one before. That's not true. I wrote one once and it wasn't very good. But I've been used to writing novel length for so long that I forget I have to like pick up the pace. You turn in a short story that's between 20 and 30 pages roughly. He's not super strict about if you go over or under, but it's double spaced 20 to 30, so that's only, you know, 10 to 15 single space, which is usually what I write in. And that's not many pages at all. That's like the length of an average chapter for me. So to think I have to do a whole story in a chapter length, I don't know how to do that. So, yeah. So I'm already on page 4. I'm on page 4. And no real action has happened yet. And that's a problem. So I better make something happen. Okay, quick update because now I have to get back to work. So I finished another page, and some of that page was just bullet points of notes because I started to get all these ideas. And I like the direction of the story. I feel like I have a grasp of what I want my story to be about and where I want my characters to go. But now I just have to work on writing more concisely, which is so funny because I feel like I'm naturally an underwriter, but apparently not enough. And I also have to work on making sure all of my words really count, because I feel like with a short story, even more so with a novel, even though ideally for a novel too, but you have to make sure your sentences and scenes and everything is doing work for the story, moving the story forward, but also has a purpose itself, even if that's just symbolism or what have you. So no extraneous words or sentences or paragraphs or descriptions. It's putting me to the test. This is gonna be good for me. Maybe this short story I thought was a distraction, but maybe it's gonna just help me be a more purposeful writer in general. So it's good. Good. Okay, I have to get back to work. Talk to you guys later.
You've got to move.
This is what Zach does
Move.
when he wants me to scoot over.
The side of the couch.
I'm sending this to your friends so they know. This is how you're so mean. You just pushed me over.
I moved you over.
Oh, that's the difference. Hey guys. Oh, just realized my bed is not made and you guys are gonna see that. Don't tell anyone. So, it is Tuesday, February 19th, I think. And my 1 page a day is for the most part going well. I did not write last night, unfortunately, just because we had gone away for the weekend and we came back and I was just in a sluggy mood. Not a good excuse though. I want to continue doing 1 page a day. It's actually been really fun, really exciting. I find 1 page is not a huge challenge, and so it's like no pressure, just, you know, write out a page. Sometimes I'm a little short a page, like it's not quite going up to page 2, but it's just, you know, my way to start, and so I'm being gentle on myself. And working on both stories at the same time hasn't been as challenging as I thought it would. I'm used to working with multiple point of views, so working with multiple stories has actually not been an issue yet. I don't know if that's going to change or get more tiresome towards the end of the semester. We'll see. But I'm gonna wrap up this video, keep it short. Next week I think is just going to be more of a writing vlog. Maybe take you along with me throughout my day. I don't know, and I've got some ideas. Obviously I talked about my video ideas for the future too, so I think I'm gonna have some more sit-down videos in the future and kind of ease back on these vlogs, even though I do like these vlogs too and I will continue to do them. I just worry that they get a little bit repetitive because it's like just trucking along. So as far as what I am reading right now, I just finally finished Life and Death. Finally. And I have to say, I liked the last quarter of the book a lot more. I didn't love the ending, but I felt the last quarter of the book, she finally like kind of took the story in a different direction and gave up trying to stay right with Twilight, and she did like an alternative ending. And it, like, you could tell because it's like she finally like released this hold of being trapped in this plot and was able to just write freely again, and it made such a huge difference. Which, I mean, I obviously can't compare my situation to that and to that extent, but that's how I felt when I let go of being so tight with my outline. When I did my first draft, I was like married to my outline, and it definitely prohibited me from trying different things and going different directions. Whereas with my second draft, my revising, my rewriting, I have a general idea where I want it to go, but really I'm more pantsing. And maybe I'll talk about that more later, but like, for example, right now I'm on chapter 3 or 4, and I'm just writing it. I don't know exactly where it's gonna go. I have an idea of where I want the end of this chapter to lead, but I just kind of free writing, and it's kind of fun. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it feels like I'm creating, and it feels like I'm more connected to the story. So just my experience so far. Okay, I'm gonna go. Hopefully this video is shorter. Yeah, I'm really trying, guys. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.